I grew up on Gordon's Reserve, but I'm registered on Cody First Nation. When I was a kid, what I remember in terms of depiction of Indigenous people was 1800s and on a horse. There's very little modern representations of Indigenous people. So you don't identify with anybody on TV specifically. While going through my education, there was times when being an Indigenous person, actually, people would use it against me. Like it's something that was people saw. We don't want to hire somebody like this, or nobody wants to hear these stories. Nobody wants to talk to. There's always that bit of systematic racism that you encounter as an Indigenous person, but rather than kind of trying to shy away from that aspect, being Indigenous, I leaned into it. I leaned into the fact that I'm Indigenous, and this gives me a unique perspective, and that is something that companies need, which is true. And companies like Disney that are so huge and are becoming very, very socially responsible understand that they need those kinds of perspectives. They need perspectives of people of color. They need perspectives from all different walks of life. The way I'm kind of imparting my knowledge and skills and my team's knowledge and skills is that we're coming in from a very technical understanding of our industry, but also that we have this understanding of a culture that they don't really have access to. And we're bringing an authentic story to them with authentic people that are really Indigenous, so that when they see it, they can see that we're really genuine in what we're creating, and they've recognized that really quickly, and they understand that they need that kind of diversity in their content. And it's really difficult for them to find people that can tell those stories in an authentic way, but also at a level of quality that suits Disney. So that's what we're offering. We're offering a real authentic representation of Indigenous people and a high quality level of work that they will appreciate. Been a huge learning experience for me to work with a company of that size. Is massive, and just the things that I'm doing is teaching me a lot. So but we're not even halfway done yet, and Disney is already committed to bringing us on board for other projects, which is great because when they were like, "You're doing so good, we're going to hire you again." I was like, "But we're not even like halfway done this one. You haven't even seen any of the content." They're like, "It's okay. We're going to hire you more." So, we're looking forward to working with Disney more in the future, and, really expanding our story and like sharing who we are as a company and working with other people. I really want to expand our client basis and working with different broadcasters, working with different studios and production companies to really start to build on the Indigenous stories within the entertainment industry. So we're shooting high. Our goal is to eventually have a show on Disney Plus and produce a feature length film. So we have a long ways to go to get to that point, but that's the direction we're headed right now. It can be a lot of pressure because you're just one person and you're speaking for this whole race of people who are, may have different opinions. So you got to take in account, in this area, they consider this okay, but this is not okay. But over in this other area, this is okay, but this isn't okay. You got to try to have a good understanding of where everybody sits and things. So it can be a little difficult. But my job is to provide the best suggestion and recommendations that I can, so that they can make an educated guess, or not educated guess, but an educated choice to make sure that they're not offending people, and also educating, specifically for Disney, to educate younger generations, because we also have to consider who's our audience. Having a son has changed the way I look at things now. So now I want to produce content that he'll be proud of. you know, at one point, like he'll be able to see something I made on Disney or on Warner Brothers or on CBC, or he'll be able to see what I create somewhere, and you know that'll inspire him. You know, and I want to be able to take him to do things and see things that will inspire him and give him an opportunity.